Introduction to Electrochemistry, and we will learn all the basic concepts of electrochemistry. Firstly, let me teach you that what is electrochemistry. Well, the branch of chemistry which deals with the interconversion of electrical energy and chemical energy is called electrochemistry. For example, we either use electricity to generate redox chemical reaction, or we use redox chemical reaction to generate electricity. Here, you should also learn that what is electricity. Well, we know that the flow of electrons is called electricity. For example, when electrons flow between 2 points P and Q, we say that electricity is generated. Secondly, what is redox chemical reaction? Well, the loss and gain of electrons in any chemical reaction is called redox chemical reaction. I mean, when one atom or ion loses electron and another atom or ion gain it is called redox chemical reaction. For example, consider chlorine ion and sodium ion. Let chlorine ion loses electron and sodium ion gains electron. This is an example of redox chemical reaction due to loss and gain of electrons. Now listen carefully. In electricity, electrons flow from one point to another point, while in redox chemical reaction, electrons flow from one ion to another ion. So there is similarity between electricity and redox chemical reaction regarding the flow of electrons. Therefore, we use either electricity or redox chemical reaction to generate the flow of electrons. Let me repeat this important point. We use either electricity or redox chemical reaction to generate the flow of electrons. Hence note down this example. Now let me teach you that how can we produce electricity using a chemical reaction. Well, we use galvanic cell or voltaic cell to generate electricity. I mean, redox chemical reaction is used to generate electricity. For example, consider zinc atom and copper plus 2 ion. We know that copper ion has higher density or ability to gain electrons, while zinc atom has higher density or ability to lose electrons. The zinc atom will lose 2 electrons and copper will gain 2 electrons. So 2 electrons are transferred from zinc to the copper. This is a natural process or spontaneous process which happens by its own. Now listen carefully. If we utilize the movement of these 2 electrons, we can generate electricity. Let me repeat it. If we utilize the movement of these 2 electrons, we can generate electricity. For example, we will place zinc and copper far away from each other and we will connect them by a conducting wire. When electron starts flowing from zinc towards copper, it will produce electricity and the bulb will glow. So using this reaction, we can generate electricity. Here, zinc loses 2 electrons, it is oxidized, while copper gains 2 electrons, it is reduced. Secondly, this is zinc plate which is called electrode, and this is copper plate which is also called electrode. Here, let me ask you, can you guess that which is anode and cathode? Well, oxidation takes place on the zinc plate, so it is an anode. This electrode is also anode. While reduction takes place on the copper plate, so it is a cathode. This electrode is also a cathode. Therefore, we say that oxidation and reduction reaction generated electricity in this example. Also remember that the plate at which oxidation occurs is called anode and the plate at which reduction occurs is called cathode. Thus note down all these important points. Now let me teach you how can we produce redox chemical reaction using electricity. Well, we use electrolytic cell to generate redox chemical reaction. In this cell, electricity is used to generate redox chemical reaction. For example, consider table salt sodium chloride. Now if I provide high thermal energy to it and its temperature rises to 801 degrees centigrade, the sodium chloride will be converted from solid state into molten state. In molten state of sodium chloride, there are two types of ions, sodium ion and chlorine ion. Now listen carefully. There is one extra electron present with chlorine and sodium needs one more electron. But here is the problem. Chlorine doesn't lose electron by its own. Let me repeat it. Chlorine doesn't lose electron by its own. So we will use battery. Now what is the function of a battery here? Well, battery will pull electron from chlorine and will push it towards sodium. So battery will derive electron from chlorine towards sodium. Remember that number of electrons lost by chlorine is equal to the number of electrons gained by the sodium. Here, chlorine ion loses electron, so it is oxidized, while sodium ion gains electron, so it is reduced. Thus this plate is an anode because oxidation takes place here, while this plate is cathode because reduction takes place here. Also remember that this is a non-spontaneous process which doesn't occur by its own. Therefore, we say that we use battery or electricity to generate redox chemical reaction. In the next lecture, we will learn more about electrochemistry.